Hello, this is Pat Walker, Mission Winners. I hope everybody's having a good weekend. You can find pockets of strength, and you can use the ETFs to see pockets of strength, but also note areas to stay away from. There's power in both of those sides of the coin. So here we go. We're taking a look. This is the ARK Innovation, still below the 200-day. The purple line's the 200-day, the green line's the 50-day, blue line's the 21. And it's still, it's living below the 200-day, and it needs to start showing some life. All right, breakout opportunity ETF. Trades very thin, but it's an IBD type of ETF, and it's hit new highs. Pulled back on heavy volume on Thursday, but it was hitting new highs. That's a plus. That's good. Breakouts. Here we go. Cloud computing hit new highs. It's been strong. What has that caused us to do? Look at software stocks. There you go. Just connecting the dots. It's not rocket science. Energy, strong. What does this cause us to do? Look at the move up. Said, well, energy's doing pretty good. I guess I need to look at energy stocks. There you go. Systematize. It tells you areas to look in, but also areas to avoid. And that helps us. Dow Jones Internet, kind of chopping around here. Started to show some strength. Got spanked a little bit here on Friday. All right. But I have to share this with you. See this decline? When this declined, you think we were looking at a lot of internet stocks? Nope. No. You see this big move? You think we were looking at a lot of internet stocks? Yes, we were. IBD 50 showed some real leadership, and then there's some serious selling on this bar, and there's serious selling on this bar. And then it rallies up on decreasing volume. It needs to start getting over around 50-50 with volume. That would be nice to see. Show some better leadership. Gold miners below the 200-day, look at what it does. It gaps up and runs up. Basically almost hits it to the dime on the 200-day, the falling 200-day, and pulls back. People say this, and this is a great lesson for everybody. Oh, it's a green bar. That's a good bar. This is one of the best things we do in Mission Winners is take a look at the open, look at the high, the low, the close. You can say it's a green bar. It's a green bar in relation to the previous day's close. But this gapped up, ran up, and closed well below where it opened on a pickup in volume. It was met with sellers. There you go. There's an analysis for all of us. Junior gold miners, similar situation, not that strong. Gold gapped up, fell down again. Needs to start getting above this line right here, this spot right here on volume. That's the 200-day. Cybersecurity's looking good. What does this tell you? It's been acting fine. HACK, find out what their top 10 holdings are. There you go. There's power for you. Biotech's lagging bad, leave it alone. Online retail, lagging bad, needs to show some life. Nothing really to do with it. North American technology hit new highs up for the entire move on Thursday. It's been strong. It's been strong here. It's been lifting up here. What has it been telling us? I guess we should look at some technology stocks. There you go. That's simple. That's power. Medicine starting to pick up again. U.S. medicine starting to pick up again. Still not a tremendous amount of power, but it pushed back above the 50-day. That's a plus to see. Mid-caps hit highs. What does that say? I guess you could look at mid-cap stocks. There you go. Home builders, really strong, fell, lifting up again. Not a lot of leadership here, so just be a little cautious. This one owns a lot of MAXLIST stocks, as you see right here. Even I can read. How about that? There's still hope for me. It's picking up. What does that tell us? MAXLIST stocks are starting out to perform, some of them. Small cap needs to go above this line, right there. See that? To show some life. That would be good to see. Airline stocks. What does this tell us? Well, they ain't flying. There you go. Dad humor going for you. Regional banks hanging in there. It's nice to see financials acting okay. Mid-cap hit highs for the move. What does that tell us? Let's think this through. Small cap's been pretty good. Watch this. Here's small cap. It's okay. Here's mid-cap. What's outperforming? Mid-cap stocks. There we go. Let's continue onwards. Oil services, that's hanging in there. Maybe form a handle here. Not a tremendous amount of power. Online retail, lagging. In 1 second, it says, probably kind of stay away from online retailers. Software, this software ETF's lagging. NASDAQ 100 started to lift up, spanked pretty hard on Friday. Needs to take out the highs on Thursday. Still above the 50-day, so that's good to see. QQQ, similar situation. Cloud computing. oh, gee, another cloud computing ETF that's acting okay, and it has been acting okay. You punch up SKYY and see what their top 10 holdings are. There you go. There's power in doing that. Silver, nothing. Steel, nothing. Semiconductors, they're okay, kind of reversed down on heavy volume. Needs to start showing some more life. Same thing with this semiconductor ETF. Spiders hit highs, all-time highs, backed off just a little bit on Friday, which leads to a very important point for all of us. We are in the thick of earnings season, and there are going to be a lot of earnings coming out the next 2 weeks. And I'm just sharing this with you. Please know the dates and know the times, whether they report before the open or after the close. You don't want to have a surprise and say, oh, well, they report tomorrow after the close. And you come in here and they're gapping down big before the open and you're going, oh my gosh. We need to know that. It's a business. We run it like one. Want to share that with SSOs and those spiders. Solar lifted up here on heavy volume, pulling back. You can kind of see this great big cup formation right here. You see that? See those tops? Show some life through there. There you go. Small cap, just like IWM's hanging in there. Uranium started to lift up, pulled back a bit, showed some leadership. That uranium, remember. Oil, look at this. What's it been telling you? Back here. Well, I guess I can look at some oil stocks. There you go. Aerospace and defense is still lagging. Home builders starting to pick up again. That's nice to see. Materials. How do you build things? You need materials. Communications. What does this tell you? Stay away from the communications. You can look at what the top 10 holdings are in XLC and say, stuff to stay away from. Energy. Another energy ETF showing life here. Again, what does that tell us? Maybe I should have been looking at some energy. There you go. Done. Financials. This is good. We love to see financials leading. It shows a sign of strength in the markets. Industrials starting to pick up again. That's good to see. Technology is back near all-time highs again. That's good to see. Consumer staples starting to pick up a little bit. Utilities. There's nothing here. Instantly it says I'm going to look at utility stocks. And you know what I say? Good job. Done. Don't have to overthink it. Consumer discretionary. Looking good. Metals and mining forming a nice base. Good to see. Oil and gas hanging near highs. That's good to see. Retail. That's chopping around pretty much, folks. There's not a lot of leadership with this, okay? Something to remember. Another software ETF hit all-time highs on Thursday. Oh, gee whiz. What's the one negative? No volume. The MAXLIST stocks. The big names. Big money can move in here. Big money can be made. And we're going to go through and look at them. Apple was a great run. And then it starts to fall. We locked it in. And it's just chopping around here. See these tops right here? Needs to take this out. Hanging in. Maybe it'll start to form a little handle here and lift off. And again, I'll say it. We are in earnings season. No surprises. One surprise can wreck a person financially and emotionally. So here we go. Amazon. This was the setup we talked about with the VIPs. It drops down, hits a low, it runs up, and then it falls. And what do you have here? You've got, if it starts to lift off, and it did, you have a higher low. And we had VIPs buying it here and here. Look at that move. Running up and then selling into strength. That is good money. That's a couple hundred points real quick in about a week. There it is, right there. That's the higher low. Nothing fancy. Nothing fancy. On a day chart. Alibaba's just kind of showing a little bit of life, but it's still below the 200-day. Got to be careful with that. BIDU, similar situations. Below the moving averages. Some volume came into it. That's a plus. Maybe it'll form a handle here and take off, both of them. We'll have to see. But notice this. It gapped up and it closes down. It gaps up, it runs up, and it closes down. So we'll watch it and see what happens. MAXLIST stocks. Facebook. We owned Facebook back in here, and we ran it. And then when it started losing these moving averages down here and losing here, the rest was sold. And am I glad it was? Because that's over 40 points right there. We're out. We've been out some here. So there you go. Google. I'll make this a little bigger so you can see it. We had, and you know this, for new followers, good buys right here and here and here and here. Look at that. I mean, it ain't nothing but power. Then it starts to get sloppy. And what do? We glide out. Get this right. There's the current chart. And look what it did on Friday. Gapped through the 50-day. The green line's the 50-day. The blue line's the 21 EMA on heavy volume. You've got to be careful with that. Goldman Sachs. What do you see there? What do you see there? You got yourself a cup and a handle forming right here, folks. And note the volume when this thing was lifting. Look at that. That's power. And then it pulls back on less volume. There you go. What's it need to do? Push through that top on heavy volume. That's it. There you go. Clean and simple. MasterCard's just basing, but it's living below the 200-day. Needs to start pushing through the 200-day. I'm going to say that again. MasterCard needs to start pushing through the 200-day. Just remember that. Microsoft, lifting up. We're in this from lower. It's working for us. We have earnings coming on some of these stocks. Know that. I can't stress. Microsoft this week, we've locked some profits in. We're in good shape. Netflix, we own from lower. Rallied up more, sold some into strength, in great shape. Good entry and trends pay. A lot of people saw this and said, I'm selling all of it. Well, found support on the 21 EMA. The trend was up. And look what you got. That is what I call sweet potato pie right there. There we go. NVIDIA. Here we go. I'll ask you. It falls. It runs up. It falls. How's the low right here versus this low? Is this one lower or higher than this one? It's higher. This is a higher low setup. We talked about it. It ignited, and that has been a good run for us in a short period of time. There you go. Now, it's got some tops across here. It'd be nice if it formed a little handle here. We'll watch it and see what happens. We'll just see what happens. Square starts to lift up. Volume was okay, but you got to admit, before this, it's kind of choppy here. You got to be careful with that. And they took it back down on Friday on heavier volume. Tesla. Entries down here, running up. Good entry and trends pay. Yeah, we're in it and we're letting it work. There we go. Did we sell some before earnings? Well, yeah. You know, we're investors. We're not gunslingers. We're not gamblers. We manage them. But did we sell all of it? No. And it's running. Clean and simple basis. That's all. Twitter. Look at this. This is news related. This thing broke out. Now, I've got a great lesson for everybody here. People say, it's Twitter. It's a good company. I'm just going to stay with it. I don't care what the news is. It's Twitter. Yeah. Pushes across this top. Look at that. Lifts up and reverses down. Well, yeah, it's Twitter. You know, they're really good at what they do. And I'm not knocking Twitter at all. Please, I don't knock any of these companies. I ain't going to play that game. Point is good chart analysis. Clean and simple chart analysis. It gaps up. It runs up and reverses down on heavy volume. Well, I'll be okay. You know, it's okay. Nah, it's okay. Oh, gee whiz. What could have been a very small loss turns into a problem. Then we got Visa. Visa's got a decent base form in here. You see this? And I'll do something for everybody. We'll just continue that line. There it is. That's close enough. You don't have to get it to the penny, by the way. But you see that base there? Visa. What's another company in that group? God, what is? Oh, yeah, MasterCard. Yeah, that's the one right there. Nice long base. Maybe it'll take out the line. Okay, there's MasterCard. What's the sister stock? Visa. That's connecting the dots. There you go. Know when the earnings are coming out, but there's knowledge right there that can be used. That's power.
Thank you for watching the video. We hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please hit like. Maybe hit that subscribe button. We come up with new content nearly every day. Also, check out the videos on the right. YouTube recommends the one on the top, and the bottom one is something we thought you might enjoy. See you next time.